What up? It's your boy T-Bear Reaction. About to check out another today's Wrestling Wednesday, so I'm about to check out this video. I thought it would be a cool video to check out as well too. I happened to come across it on my YouTube timeline as well too, though. I say at times, regardless of alignments and all that shit. All in all, wrestling future is bright. From some of the newer talents I've come across, I've been totally excited from what it was in WWE, AEW, TNA, the MLW, the indies I've been coming across from those. So shout out to RC99 as well too. And we got Evolve, which we're gonna check out tonight as we crown our men's men's new Evolve champion as well too. Last week they did women with Kylie Armstrong. I mean, I saw the alignment they gave her. Unfortunately, they made her a heel. She's good as well too. I want to root for her, but she's a heel. You don't root for the heels. You ain't supposed to, but there's folks who want to be rebels that do it. But that's another story. But I'm hoping, in my opinion, Strong Legacy get it now as well too. Have one, he's been killing it, and two, let's have one heel champion, one face champion as the initial champions right now. But anyway, aside from that though, the future of wrestling bright between guys like within the Evolve, folks within LFG, you got the newer guys coming in the AEW, the new folks that's coming in from those in the NXT as well too. We just got Mariah May on NXT. If you saw it yesterday, that was awesome one right there, and many others. So without further ado, let's check out this video from Johnny called the 2025 Pro Wrestling Freshman List. And I'm looking from look of it, if you hover over, you see the preview. It's kind of like almost from look of it, it seems like I'm comparing it to the XSL freshman class as well too. And which I always react to, so that's pretty cool right there as well too. As I compare like wrestling with rap or wrestling with basketball, I say like the OVW class with John Cena or in Brock and Batista is like hard. It could be arguably compared to the 2023 draft class of LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade as well too. So yeah. Other than that, what I thought of it, let's check this out.
What if pro wrestling had its own freshman list? That's what I've been working on for the last year. Here it is. You see, my obsession for professional wrestling has led me to the career that I have today, but growing up, I was just as obsessed with rap. And one thing I always wanted to do was to create my own wrestling version of the XXL freshman list. Okay. For those unaware, the XXL freshman list is a annual magazine list to predict the upcoming rappers in the industry. Starting in 2007, it has highlighted so many names like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Mac Miller, Wale, Kid Cudi. It has helped catapult careers. And while the predictive list may not have the gravity that it used to, I still think that it is a tremendous concept that I wanted to bring over to the wrestling world. So I, along with many other creators that you will hear throughout this video, have worked over the last year to create our own pro wrestling freshman list. We have been profiling wrestlers on the indies, international, and even the mainstream stage. The list consists of 10 wrestlers and a fan-voted in wrestler. I cannot describe
just like the XSL was as well too.
You how much of a struggle it was to eliminate so many names because the wrestling world currently is thriving in all areas. But I'm very proud of this list. I'm very excited to talk about every single member of this list. So let's get in.
I can't wait to see some. I know I got an idea about some. I mean, I know we got some guys from the indies as well too. I won't hear too much about this. My homie RC99 dropped some notes for me.
To the 2025 Pro Wrestling Freshman List.
Here we go. I guess I'm assuming it's not like in the order of the best to best, but yeah, facts. He's been impressing me, and his 450 Swanton is awesome. I love it. He's been impressing me. I hope he gets the X Division championship. They robbed him out of that Ultimate X. He got robbed. I don't care. I don't care if storyline why they trying to make it so he had a big win. He got robbed. He should have won there. I don't care. I mean, it's like this. You want to get it because with wrestling, you got to make fans hog you more as well too, because sadly some of us fans have, not me, but if fans get more tired of the face more than the heel was a sad. So I guess they got to prolong it so the face had the big moment as well too. I mean, I wish the wrestling can book something better so it won't be like that. But at the same time, yeah.
And what a better way to start than the fan favorite, Leon Slater.
Definitely.
We placed so many names for fans to vote in on who they believe should be a part of this list.
Definitely.
And Leon Slater came out as the winner. From Bradford, England, the youngest in charge, Leon Slater, has carved out a crazy path for himself as one of the pillars of the British wrestling resurgence. Already signed with TNA, teaming with his idol Jeff Hardy, and he's only 20 years old. Leon Slater is a prodigy. Slater found wrestling not from watching a match while channel surfing, not a clip online, but from the video games.
Wow.
SmackDown versus Raw 2008 to be exact. My personal favorite as well. I know everyone's a 2007 fan.
And here's the thing, I kind of don't blame him with that, because at one time I didn't even watch. At one time, there's times that I took breaks from wrestling here and there because of schoolwork, stuff was steer away from all that as well too. It was plenty of time that not hearing what's going on wrestling, the video games, but I kept buying the video games though. Sometimes, and there's times that video games brought me into watching wrestling as well too, and video games put me onto certain wrestlers I want to look back and see as well too. So the way he got into wrestling, I don't blame him. That's nothing. No judgment at all. Don't blame him that a video game put him in wrestling, because that's like saying like a video game in which you want to be a fighter or something like that. So I commend that for real. I like that. That's a cool reason to become a wrestling fan. Or don't become a wrestler because of a video game. That's a cool reason. I give him props for that.
I have a real connection 2008, so does Leon. And that video game is the reason why we have one of the best young prospects in professional wrestling history. Slater found wrestling and hit the ground running. Started training at 9 years old. His favorites growing up were guys like Rob Van Dam, Shelton Benjamin, and of course, Jeff Hardy. It's easy to see the Jeff Hardy comps, as Slater's finisher is an ode to Hardy's Swanton, but he evolves it with a Swanton 450. It's one of the most insane moves I've ever seen. And despite seeing it a million times, I am still just starstruck and in awe and slightly confused on how he is able to stay in the air that long as he does this Swanton, while also then mid-air changing it to a 450 splash. It's insane. You have to see it. Slater's resume has the likes of Will Ospreay, Speedball, Michael Oku, Josh Alexander, Konosuke Takeshita, and Mustafa Ali on it. Slater has wrestled the best of the best and proven that he is just as good.
He's good.
If you were to describe a blue chip prospect, I don't think that there is a blue chip prospect more fitting for that name in any sport than Leon Slater is to pro wrestling. Definitely. And he's already going viral, as Leon Slater is doing dives like he is Jeff Hardy, and he is making fans wonder how he did that, why he would do that, and how he just got up.
Yeah, right.
But Leon is more than just a generational high flyer, as he is one of the leaders of carrying the British scene back to prominence. I imagine for the next 10 years, Leon Slater is going to be that representation for all of the high-flying kids, all the kids that grew up loving Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio, Rob Van Dam. He is going to be that representation that they can see weekly on their television. He is going to be a megastar in this industry. You heard it here first.
Hopefully they give him the X Division very soon. I mean, like I said, I feel like that's nasty. Say he hurt himself. He almost Jamie murked himself on, and got right back up. That match, he should have won it there, especially off that moment. But the instance, it's crazy. If you saw the whole match, how it ended, the way it ended, you really thought he got robbed. But other than that, let's keep going.
Leon Slater is the first 2025 pro wrestling freshman. Throughout this process, I have found one of my new favorite wrestlers, and that is Mao. The whole purpose of this list is to find somebody that people aren't really that aware of and see them grow and watch them become a big star. To me, That's Mao.
Okay.
Mao is punk rock in the form of professional wrestling.
Oh, okay.
DDT's Wild Child Mao is a wrestler that awes fans with his quick-paced, high-intensity, hardcore style. And as he puts it,
What in the world?
Mao brings fucked up wrestling for a fucked up world. Mao began his wrestling career playing Fire Pro Wrestling on the Game Boy Advance, another
Is that
guy
Akuma?
influenced by video games. Mao saw the moves on the video games and thought he can do the same. So while he was in the 7th grade, he was uploading moves that he was doing in his house that he learned from Fire Pro Wrestling onto YouTube. Mao's YouTube videos caught the eye of Sanshiro Takagi, and Takagi invited him.
I'm back. I'm not sure if I hit where I'm unpausing right now. Something with my USB hub as well too. But anyway, let's keep going.
Mao is punk rock in the form of professional wrestling. DDT's Wild Child Mao is a wrestler that awes fans with his quick-paced, high-intensity, hardcore style. And as he puts it, Mao brings fucked up wrestling for a fucked up world. Mao began his wrestling career playing Fire Pro Wrestling on the Game Boy Advance, another guy influenced by video games. Mao saw the moves on the video games and thought he can do the same. So while he was in the 7th grade, he was uploading moves that he was doing in his house that he learned from Fire Pro Wrestling onto YouTube. Mao's YouTube videos caught the eye of Sanshiro Takagi, and Takagi invited him to train with DDT. A former tag partner with Speedball Mike Bailey with Moonlight Express and a stablemate with Konosuke Takeshita, Mao has friends in high places and an extremely impressive resume.
I'm kind of saying that by Paul. I really think it was a Paul. That's cool that you got people in high places though as well too. That's how a lot of these new faces got in. We know with WWE and AEW, like with WWE right now with Jacob Fatu and the Tongans. NXT with Ricky Saints and now Mariah Make. A lot of people from AEW are over there now, as well as people from like previous places is on over there now as well too. It's the same with AEW as well, so Malcolm even sell out with Takesha with Pisha John, or go become a face tag team or associate with Speedball Mike Belly, since both are in AEW. So that's a cool that's something to think about right there.
Mao has expanded from just being a DDT wrestler, though. He also has wrestled for places like GCW and now New Japan Pro Wrestling, as Mao has just debuted in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. Now, I am recording this before the start of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament, but I'm very excited to see Mao. He is the main reason. I watch every year, but he is the main reason this year why I'm excited to watch this tournament. I think the reason why he jumps off the page to me is that he is completely unique. Woo! I know nobody that feels and looks like Mao. I mean, Mao is the cross between somebody that you would see in Jackass and Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It's different to Darby Allin, because I know that you're thinking Darby Allin. He's got the daredevil of like Jeff Hardy, but he's got this aloofness to life and comedic style that Darby doesn't have, that fits more of like a Orange Cassidy. You might see Mao taking a DDT into a toilet bowl, jumping off.
Yo. What's the Jacket Time name? I forgot homie from Jacket Time. That was. I can't think his name. Yeah, what was his name in NXT? Eichmann, yep. Eichmann Jiro, yep.
Off of a house, or showcasing that he's one of the best junior heavyweights in one of the most prestigious competitions in the world. But one thing is for sure, when you see Mao, you will not forget him. Woo. Mao has comedy, hardcore, and high flying. He is an artist of chaos.
Jesus!
But an artist nonetheless. This next year is going to be...
The fact that he did that on some Cineblocks, though, shit, and it didn't break, yo,
big for Mao. I think he is one of the biggest risers of anyone outside of the big promotions in America. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he was snatched up by AEW by the end of the year. Maybe a Moonlight Express reunion.
He definitely AEW bound, depending on who he's tasked with.
Maybe teaming with Brody King. Ooh. I see a lot of potential for Mao.
Yes.
Arguably the
I kind of
biggest.
wish he played. I kind of wish he played the song because that's my. That I love that theme. But yes, he don't. Yeah, I like. I heard about it so much on New Japan, and then he came to TNA, fan, became a bigger fan, and now he's on AEW doing this thing, man. Yes,
Name on this list is Kevin Knight. In
yes.
complete transparency, I actually would not have put Kevin Knight on this list if we didn't already have him penciled in for the last year. We've been very excited to talk about Kevin Knight. He has been on the radar for us since the beginning, and
Yes.
we had already had him in. But God, is he getting a skyrocket push right now in
Yes, he
AEW?
is.
We are so happy for him. We saw the potential before he was signed to AEW from his runs in New Japan, teaming up with Kushida, and
Yep.
his time in TNA,
Yep.
wrestling for Defy. Kevin Knight has been one that you should be looking out for the
Definitely.
last few years. And Kevin Knight didn't just randomly get this push. He didn't just get placed into the spotlight randomly. He had to
Boy
earn
Shibata.
it. He had
Boy
to grow
Shibata.
in the LA dojo under Katsuyori Shibata.
Cat
Earlier
Shibata.
this year, Knight became a
Cat
free agent
Shibata.
and had every company calling. However, while WWE was wanting him to try out, he opted to sign with AEW and New Japan on a double deal, and it has been proven to be the right decision so far. Knight has had a rocket strapped to his back ever since signing, from wrestling Jay White on his debut to teaming with Will Ospreay and facing off with the aerial assassin at AEW Dynasty in the first round of the Owen Hart Foundation
Yeah,
tournament.
that was a good little match.
And he's $100,000 richer, at least in kayfabe. Not only is this a great showcase for talents coming into AEW that you can be pushed from the start, but it's also important for it to be the right wrestler, and they got it right with Kevin Knight. But I think that our buddy Enigma could speak a little bit better to what might be in store for Kevin Knight's future in AEW.
I would love to see Kevin Knight join the Hurt Syndicate. For many people that say that they want Cedric Alexander to join AEW and reunite like the Hurt Syndicate full power, I say let Cedric tour the indies, do whatever, because not only can you have the Hurt Syndicate hurt people, yes, they can fly, as I believe Kevin Knight can be the next or the current gold standard. Pairing him.
Here's the thing with this right now. Right now, unfortunately, still labeled at heel. You know, the fans are starting to cheer for him slowly as well too, and chanting the hurt people thing. But at the same time, AEW's not pushing the button and making them anti-hero faces. So it's a 50-50 with this. If they go along and make them anti-hero faces, you know, where MJF screws them over for a new Pinnacle or reunite with Pinnacle, whatever, with this whole situation, because I think he's up to something with this her business. Then I only need to put Kevin Knight with it, but he's still gonna be heel. I don't know. I can't. I like Kevin Knight so much. I do true deep down want to root for the Herb Snickers, but they heels and you ain't supposed to have. I'm trying to be gun ho to my stand right. I'm trying to keep. I'm not trying to break my code. All right, it's a personal code right here to do not root for the bad guy and villains as well too. This is the part where I want wrestling to get rid of the alignment system, but anyway, no another story. So I'm like iffy on it as well too. I mean, if kayfabe, if alignment was a deal, and if it was alignment exists, I would be all for him for it as well too. If her syndicates are anti-hero faces, people that say anti-hero faces because you know a lot is folks in wrestling who it feel like I said that's why I made that video a while back by his babyface curse word. Okay, it seemed like that word they don't want that term associated with certain wrestlers. You know, I said it plenty of times, and you know because they feel like that babyface mean they're gonna be goody goody, you know, super. What was it? What do they call it? You know, a Cody clone like Cody, like what Cody or John Cena used to be, something like that. No, I mean they're anti-hero, and then they're taking their talents to go against the bad guys, so they're putting against the good. They're using their talent for good in a way, and going against the bad guys. That's all. But at the same time, you know, folks think that, you know, babyface is mean they're going to become some corny character. No, they don't always mean that. I mean, people are, I say the PG era has poisoned a lot of folks' mind. It would come to wrestling. I'll put it like that.
Him with Shelton Benjamin would be amazing. MVP could do all the talking, and that would push Bobby Lashley to be a main inventor. And now in AEW, Kevin Knight would get that experience. He would get that wisdom. He would be able to take what he gains here and carry it on for the next 15 to 20 years.
I think Kevin Knight is the perfect example of when talent and hard work meets opportunity. He has all of the potential in the world, and the world is finally getting to see it.
When I say 01, you say 2101.
Wrestling's full of characters, but man like
Man Like
Darius is
Darius.
not just a
That's
character.
That's an interesting name right there. He's from England, so and like his done work in progress. So there's something another name. I like on and off his names. I don't know too much. This is another one. Okay, interesting one right here.
He is a fully ready star for the big stage. But Darius doesn't just
he's
rap.
on
He
TNA?
is truly an
I
MC.
must have he's on
He
TNA.
knows how to control
He's
the crowd.
when
Arguably
was this? I missed this one.
the most
This
important
recent.
thing
This must be
in
recent
professional
then.
wrestling. We've seen a lot of bad rapping characters before, but not one like man like Darius.
I must have
not
missed the
one
episode.
that felt so a part of who they are.
Oh, I know. It's on that. It's probably that. Their what do you call it? Their B show they got called Explosion. That's probably what that's from. Explosive. Let me take a look at that real quick. Yeah, I had to look it up. So yeah, match with against Jason Hodge on Explosion. So I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna check that out as well too. That's where he came from. Okay, I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna check him out a little more as well too though. Yeah, I might check that match out on my own. He kind of looking for it. He kind of dressed like JCG in the cool from the looks right there. So yeah, I got somebody to check out as well too. 'Cause I mean.
And we've never really seen UK rap on the big stage. We've never really seen any grind
UK drill,
influence
grind.
on the big stage. And men like Darius is absolutely going to be that first
I gotta
big
check him out.
representation
Yeah,
that we
definitely
see.
check him out.
Another Brit Rest member on this list, just like Leon Slater, men like Darius was crucial at carrying the weight of a nation and helping to rebuild a once great scene.
And I
Now,
see he's a fan favorite. He's like a babyface fan favorite, not like they're like a heel but they're likable to certain fans. But he seemed like more of a babyface, like they're all here for him.
back to thriving.
And he's
Darius
crazy.
doesn't just represent
He's-
himself. He is currently representing
he's
a country, an
Embracing the
art
fans.
form. And
He's like he's a fan favorite that has embraced the fan, not a fan favorite just because they found a way to like him, they're a heel.
and is a voice that remains
So, yeah, he's a
authentic
face
and
face.
fun, giving England a reason to be proud of professional wrestling. I don't even need to see them to know that he is going to be a star. I look at the crowd, the energy that they give when Darius comes out. That alone tells you that this dude is going to be huge someday. And that someday is going to be very soon.
Saquon Sugar. Oh,
Saquon Sugar.
Oh shit. Yup. Homie. That's because what's his name on? What's his original name? Because he came from DVW along with Javon Evans. What was his real name before Saquon Sugar? What was his name, y'all? What was his original name? Before that, Lucky Ali. Yup. He's part of that DWs. Yup. Yeah. He's part of fake ass Retribution, but yup.
Sugars is a standout, known formerly as Lucky Ali,
Thank
making
you.
his name in DPW. It was a no-brainer that Saquon Sugars was going to be a star once he signed with the WWE. You can see Sugars now as a standout performer in the group Dark
Yeah.
State. Dark State have taken over NXT, getting comparisons.
Yeah, even though he doesn't do much of the matches as well too, he's still like the standout member of the group as well. So he always surprised to be the first one out of the group to turn face in a way, or they'll make him the leader and after somebody get kicked out or something like that. But yeah, he's like the standout of the group as of right now just because of his charisma alone.
To the Shield in the way that they look, attack, and even the finisher is the same. However, there's a big difference between the Shield and Dark State, and it's the specific bravado, the specific chaos, the specific energy and confidence and tenacity that this group brings, and that's largely because of Saquon Sugars. It almost feels like Saquon is making up for lost time. See, Saquon would have been on this list last year if it wasn't for a horrible knee injury that took him out for nearly a year. While someone like Javon Evans, who he has wrestled all around the United States with, had an immediate jump to stardom in WWE, Saquon was forced to watch on the sidelines until now. It's not surprising at all, if you've seen his interviews and promos on DPW, that Sugars is the primary talker in Dark State, and wrestling seems to come as second nature to the guy. He literally has it all. Most of this list is to showcase wrestlers that are outside of the WWE circle, profiling indie and international scenes that are overlooked, but sometimes WWE just gets their hands on the right guy, and Saquon Sugars is the right guy. All WWE has to do now is give Saquon the ball. I imagine that that's going to be one of the easiest decisions.
Like I said, it's going to happen. Either he's going to be the first to break out from Dark State, kind of like we got Jacob Fatu slowly breaking out of the team of the Bloodline Review, come this through the review, as well on his way to become a babyface. It's going to happen. He could be the one that be the break out as the babyface of the group. Out of the group, be the first one to go on his own as a babyface, and possibly even team with Javon, or come a new or kick out the leader of Dark State, become the new Dark State leader. Not condone it, just put it in this perspective. Anyway, let's keep going.
WWE and NXT have ever made. This list is all about finding the it factors in professional wrestling, and Saquon is easily at the top of that list.
I heard, wow, the fact that she's on a freshman, because I crazy about it. I heard about her for a good while when I was on. I used to showcase indie girls on IG and all this one too. She's the one I kind of showed as well too. I guess because now she's getting a lot of more airtime in like the mid majors, such as like ICW as well too. But yeah. It's been on and off. Again, it's been on and off. People I know about and watched, and people I barely know about or watched or heard about. This is again another one.
A 10-year vet, Rio is finally getting the recognition she deserves. Rio has proven to be one of the best young bright spots on the independent scene, and once again, another member of that British wrestling scene.
I think she had too. It's like it's on and off. Well, not really. Yeah.
Rebuilt. Not too many women can match Rio in terms of power. Rio outmuscles legends, powerhoused her way through England, captured the Women's Progress Championship, and kept the title for 443 days, just missing out on the record held by Jenny. Rio is once again at the top of the English scene as she just reclaimed the Progress Women's Championship for the second time.
Okay.
There is a lot of talk after she had a WWE tryout that Rio may be the next NXT star. And while I have no idea if WWE will sign her, they should. They'd be crazy not to. Regardless of where she goes, she is going to be a star, whether she decides.
Plus, they used to have working relationship with Progress, so why not?
To stay in England, and
that's a lot of the folks from NXT UK and folks who are the main roster. That's from the overseas, like Gunther, Rhea, excuse me, Gunther, Rhea, and me. Ryan maybe had a run on Progress too because he's from the area, and many others as well too. So yeah.
Being that pillar that holds up the British scene once again, if so many of these people are going to get signed, or if she
Alba and Piper.
He decides to go to NXT and have bangers against Zarya and Sol Ruka, which I'd be very excited to see. Or she could fool us all. We could see her in AEW quite easily battling with the best of them, like Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné, and Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter. All of that would make sense. And I don't know if any of them can outpower Rio. I really am excited to see what is next for Rio in professional wrestling. Wrestling needs an underdog, that babyface that men, women, children can get behind, root for, defeat adversity, and that next star is a boy named Charlie.
Okay. Okay.
Starboy Charlie is one that's been a big indie name for years. Maybe it's the standout aesthetic as the Denim Dragon wrestles in overalls. Maybe it's the versatile moveset, somebody that can provide exciting flips and knows how to fight from underneath. Or maybe it's the TikTok edits of him. No joke. My best friend once texted me and asked me when he was going to see Starboy
This is
Charlie.
somebody I truly never heard about. Nah, this isn't. Well, I didn't because I'm just not finding about Mao and that boy Darius. But yeah,
on TV. This is somebody that is not super tapped into professional wrestling, just a very casual viewer watching WWE from time to time. So I knew for a fact he wasn't checking out GCW. I knew for a fact that he wasn't watching West Coast Pro, where Starboy Charlie wrestles. So I asked, how the hell do you know who Starboy Charlie is? And his response was, I see the TikTok edits of him. Mm-hmm. Charlie, along with his best friend and tag partner Titus Alexander, are one of the biggest up-and-coming wrestlers on the West Coast scene.
I heard Titus.
At just 22 years old in West Coast Pro, he wasn't protected as just a kid. He stood across.
How he pulls the Under Armour down, and his overall down like it's like the singlet. I like that.
Across from killers like GYV, Jonathan Gresham, Masha Slamovich, and still gave back what he got. But remember, I talked about that adversity. And unfortunately, Starboy Charlie had suffered a pretty gruesome broken leg back in 2021 in one of his matches, but he somehow returned in less than a year. And when he returned, he felt sharper, more dangerous than ever, and he has been skyrocketing ever since. The Pro Wrestling Freshman is about believing in somebody for the long haul, seeing them at a very young age and seeing all the potential that they have to be one of the game changers in the professional wrestling industry, not just in a year, but in 5 years and 10 years. Starboy Charlie is going to be a name that you know about for the next 10 years. From high school hallways to AEW arenas, this is not a maybe. This is a win.
Definitely.
This is a guarantee.
Yeah.
This is Billie Starkz. For hardcore wrestling fans, Billie Starkz is a name that they've been aware of for years. Making herself a focal point of the independent scene as a high schooler, Stark was signed to Ring of Honor, where she was the inaugural television champion.
Hold on, something right there. You know, a lot of them are like 10 years, been invested for a while as well too. This is kind of same with some of the freshman guys, the guys be on freshman, XSL freshmen as well too. We probably heard about them already for a good while, some like not as long, but still there's people who are from good long who still end up being in a freshman class as well too. So yeah, there's no judgment on some of these people he picked on here. They're like almost damn near 10-year vested and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely no judgment from me on that. So yeah, so something to point out.
Defeating Queen Aminata and scaring everyone in the process, faking an injury that 100% scared me shitless as I saw this live. I thought I just watched this great potential young wrestler's career end. So, potential Oscar in her wake as well. She was doing all of this before she was out of her teens, finishing high school and now going into college. There can't be any test in wrestling at Forbidden Door. There's an argument that Starkz is the biggest name on this list, as she's already been ranked over Bianca Belair in last year's PWI Women's Top 150. She's being mentored by Athena in Ring of Honor, and has even faced Mercedes Moné on Dynamite. Billie's been on AEW pre-show pay-per-views. Billie has been the main event at the Hammerstein Ballroom for Ring of Honor, and she hasn't even been able to celebrate with champagne. She'd have to settle for sparkling water. At 20 years old, Billie Starkz is a balls-to-the-wall type of wrestler, as fans have already begun to mention how every move in Billie's arsenal is basically kill or be killed. Her wrestling style has this reckless charm to it, but she also can showcase that she is very much a student of this game. She has been studying from what feels like quite literally day one of her life. Starkz is not the if, she is the when. When is she going to be put on AEW as a mainstay and one of the biggest pieces of the television show? I would imagine 2025 is going to be a big year for Billie Starkz as she continues to break out, and we are going to see more gold around her waist, and maybe she finally defeats Athena. Obviously, a major theme of this video is talking about the British wrestling resurgence. You're probably already tired of hearing about how much I'm talking about British wrestlers, but that is how important and how much this scene is on fire right now. Yeah. Luke Jacobs is currently at the top of the scene.
Probably
But let me throw it over to
probably because of RC99, and I think I know for sure he's been on some of the BWJ videos.
somebody with a wealth of knowledge about Luke Jacobs, my guy, Wave Yeti.
If y'all want to be a fan of one of these freshmen in this list, Luke Jacobs should be that guy. He is a current Progress Wrestling World Champion, and when I tell y'all the things that he's accomplished at such a young age, the sky is the limit for him, bro. And to quote Jacob Fatu a little bit, Luke Jacobs can really fight. And he will dog walk anybody that is stepping in his way in the future, bro. If there's a couple of matches I want you guys to watch from Luke Jacobs, it is Luke Jacobs versus Will Ospreay at Rev Pro 2023, which is where he solidified himself as a star in British wrestling. I would also say watch a lot of the matches that he's had with Michael Oku, either at Rev Pro 12-year anniversary 2024 or in 2022 Summer Sizzler, bro. Whenever these guys get in the ring,
yeah, it's probably the matches he had against Michael Oku I've been seeing on BWJ, so I knew more about him. Okay.
they cook, bro. That's all I gotta say. Another match I recommend you guys to watch is Luke Jacobs versus Leon Slater. I hope that a major company like New Japan Pro Wrestling picks him up, because I believe once he travels to Japan and goes to New Japan Pro Wrestling, he's going to become an absolute star to be reckoned with.
Jacobs not only has the pressure of elevating all of England, he is constantly getting compared to one of the biggest wrestlers right now in the industry.
Gunther, I knew it. I knew
Progress
it.
World Champion,
I knew
Progress
it.
Atlas
Yup.
Champion, the chops, the looks, they are very similar, to be fair. But Jacobs is his own man, and he stood tall in classics with Will Ospreay, Michael Oku, Tomohiro Ishii. But Jacobs isn't selling a character. He is selling believability, as every single move you believe hurts. And believability might be the most underrated currency in professional wrestling. Will we ever get that dream match with Gunther? Only time will tell.
Ooh, you gotta try out. Who we got next? The real deal.
Zeta Steel is the real deal, but
yeah. Probably is, but I'm side-eyeing her. She's the main leader of that damn douchebag faction Vanity Project. But kayfabe-wise, she probably is that nice as well. But no, I saw her alignment and everything. She's probably that nice, but
let my guy TJ Gatsby tell you why she was the number one pick for WWE's ID program.
Now, when we talk about breakout stars and the future of the business, the person who should be at the forefront of these conversations is none other than Zeta Steel.
that's the only reason why I'm okay. She's one of the reasons I'm okay with Kylie winning it, because they would have her on the, oh my god, been torture as a character right now.
A WWE ID prospect, only 3 years in the game. She's appeared on Evolve already. We've seen her in clips on NXT, whether it was in the audience or little backstage segments. Because while the rest of y'all out there keep doubting the real deal Zeta Steel, we gonna be right here at the forefront.
We down her because she's a heel. We're doing our job as a wrestling fan. Booing the hills, that's all.
Making sure everybody knows the name of the future of women's wrestling.
Plus 90 Kilogramm schwer aus Madrid, Spanien, El Frío.
The best young footballer in the world is Lamine Yamal, coming from Barcelona. But the best young wrestler, there's an argument, he comes from Madrid. This is Zozaya, the ace of Spain. While Spain's top flag bearer may be Axiom currently, Zozaya is right behind him.
Okay.
There's a term in football or soccer called a wonder kid. Somebody that is destined for greatness at a very young age. Somebody that is going to be a world-class player, has all of the tools to be the face of the sport. There is no better word to describe Zozaya than pro wrestling's wonder kid. 6'3", extremely young, and constantly putting on the best match on the card, night in and night out. Coming from Spain, Zozaya is now making a name for himself in the UK. Zozaya actually started training in Ireland at the age of 15 because Triple W, the biggest Spanish promotion, would not allow wrestlers to train under the age of 16. Apply what he learned in Ireland to become the best in Spain. And now, in the UK, he has proven that he is just as good as anybody that comes from the country. So Zaya is one that you kind of categorize as a perfect wrestler. The babyface fire that he has, the comeback ability that he has, they're top notch. I'd love to see some more promos or just interviews out of Zozaya just to see more of his personality. However, the stamina and cardio and in-ring ability that he's proven in multiple 60-minute matches has displayed his potential to be the next iconic bell-to-bell wrestler on the indies, being synonymous with the names of Bryan Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr., and Kenny Omega. I'm not saying that he's there yet, but I see it. And I see him being the flag bearer for Spain, a scene that is currently beginning to bubble. It might not have the buzz and infrastructure at the moment of an England, a France, Germany, but there's something there. There's something that's being built there with the likes of Axiom and Zozaya. Dude has already had a tryout with WWE, and look, I'm no WWE scout, but there is no shot that I am letting this kid leave without a contract in his hand. Time will tell if WWE sees what I see in him, but if they do, in 2025 or 2026, you will likely see the name Zozaya in the best matches of the year lists for the WWE. That's it. That's the list. I am so proud of this list. I am so thankful for everyone that helped me work on
this. It's definitely was solid list. It's definitely a solid list. Whether I like them or, fortunately, kayfabe-wise, alignment-wise, I don't. But outside of all, like I always say, I can say on my own damn channel, on my own video, all kayfabe gimmicks, everything outside, this is a solid list for sure, though. All of them definitely will do work. No matter regardless, like, whether I got cheer them or fortunately boo them. Like I'm booing right now. Unfortunately, booing Saquon Sugar and Zeta still right now. Possibly might be booing Luke Jacobs because he's Gunther. He's probably like a heel like Gunther. Who knows? Well, too. I'm not sure what story with Rio. Is she either or? But still, regardless, this is a solid list.
There is a ton of credit that I want to give to all of them for making this list possible. And I want to reiterate how difficult it was to make this list because I did not want to cut out so many wrestlers. We could have made 11 totally different wrestlers and the list still would have been great and valid. Just to name a few for potential for next year or just ones to look out for as well. Lena Cross in Australia, she's amazing. Kosai Fujita in New Japan is already, he may be too big for next year's list. Agle Blanc and Mr. Hype Kuro in France are truly changing that entire country's wrestling scene. LJ Cleary has been one that we're waiting to see him blow up on a bigger stage. Mike DiViochi. Hey, this is Editor Johnny screaming at YouTube Johnny on why the hell I pronounce his name like that. It's Mike DiVecchio, and you should learn his name very, very soon because he just actually signed with WWE along with Agle Blanc, and it looks like Zozaya. All three of those dudes, I think, could have big, big years. Agle Blanc and Mike D expect to be a part of the list next year if you're not already too big, which I think Mike D actually might be. Anyways, back to the video. I think that he has all of the looks of the next big super impressive athletic powerhouse. Somebody like, I guess, like a cross between probably like a Brock Lesnar and a Brian Cage. Golden Boy Santos could be huge. I really like the personality that I've seen out of him. Hyon, amazing on the independent scene. Myla Grace just got signed to TNA. I think that there's really big things for her next year. Alex Windsor, obviously, she's huge. And that's just to name a few. There's so many good wrestlers, and there's so many different wrestlers I could have put on this list. In full transparency, I kind of lost a little bit of fire just watching WWE and AEW. A lot of stuff has just kind of felt bland to me at times. Like there's always the Hangman stuff that I love, or a Will Ospreay. But for a lot of the stuff, it's just kind of made me disinterested a little bit in wrestling. And
don't blame him. To be honest, tonight I might faithfully watch EVOD tonight and AEW on the phone or the tap, something like that, because I'd rather check out who's going to win the Men's EVOD champion than what's going to AEW, because AEW is so at times. as well. But other than that, I don't blame him. I was trying to look at Sham, see what he got. He got a lot of like blocks about wrestling, so I might think about checking him out down online. But other than that, let's keep going.
I go to New Japan, while there is stuff I like, it's really been this process that has brought out the fire in me for my love of professional wrestling and finding these talents that I didn't know about. People like Lena Cross or people like Mao. And that's what this list is about. It's about seeing the trajectory and seeing the stories and seeing how these wrestlers grow, because I truly believe that we are going to see some of these wrestlers headline All In, that they're going to headline Wrestle Kingdom. They're going to headline WrestleMania one day. So if you have not watched these lads or lasses, go out of your way today, tomorrow, and the next one to go watch some of their matches, promos, interviews, because soon they are going to be your favorite wrestler.
Yeah, this was a cool video.
Deuces.
This was a good video. I like this. This was cool. So I see you got some other stuff there. One talking about this disaster of a Death Ride story, man. Number 2, what was it, something about Cody? How much will Cody accept the offer? Yeah, other people, why he had a lot of stuff like why things going why something to pivot and all that. He got some good videos. Some like I'm gonna check out my own. Some might do some reaction to. Other than that, though, here's a solid channel. I like this. So other than that, if you like my reaction to this, like, share, subscribe to your channel, and so go subscribe to Johnny. Just look up Johnny, or I guess the name look up is John Boy Bebop. To look up as well too, if you have to look to be specific, like Johnny's a common name, so look up John Boy Bebop, check it out, or look up one like this as well too. So yeah, this other one I got right now is Greatest Raw at the WrestleMania ever, and there was some heel shit, but it was a good ending. Raw at the WrestleMania. Why Seth Rollins could change the history. He got a lot of video essays he got on here to check out. So anyway, if you like more reaction to this, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love. And again, do y'all agree with this list though too? Hopefully my homie John RC99 hop on this as well too. Anyway, it's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love. Oh, this is interesting though. Why AEW needs a brand split. That's be interesting right there. I'm gonna have to check that out down the line. Anyway, it's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.